संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरण्यकरं
Mirandasya Gyanan Vinashadaya Chakshurvilitam Yena Tasmat Shri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadavayam Tadati Swadatikam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupa Sagarata Sagarata Sadvaitam Savadutam Paridana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Vidasakara Lavila Shri Krishna Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinama Gavati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosita Bhakta Kanchana Kurangina Devi Shri Krishavana Siddhi Panamani Vanchakapataru Yastakipasidhe Vachapatitana Bhavane Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Prasadi Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. So we are welcome to this section. So we stop at introduction and invocation last time. Did we finish invocation? Did we finish invocation last time?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are already going to start at mantra 1, 2, and 3 as you mentioned.
Oh, very good. Ashara Mataji, thank you for responding. Please, can you tell me something briefly of what we have learned from introduction and invocation? Now let us try to remind ourselves.
Introduction. In introduction, it was mentioned that Srila Prabhupada gives the difference between the conditioned soul and the liberated soul.
Okay.
And then he also there is also in the introduction that you may call the Vedas Hindu, but Hindu is a foreign name. We are not Hindus. Our real identification is Varnashrama. Varnashrama denotes the followers of the Vedas, those who accept human society in the 8 divisions of the Varna and Ashrama.
Very good. Thank you. Someone else wants to contribute? Thank you for reminding us. Everybody is free to contribute. Invocation and introduction. I don't want to waste so much time because time is very valuable. And actually, you don't know how much valuable time is until when you are stuck in traffic. You see, when you see 60 seconds, when the traffic light shows 60 seconds, you look like, wow, I'm going to stay here for that long time. Just ordinary 60 seconds, people are becoming impatient, you know. So time is very valuable, you know. So let me quickly go through overview. Then from there, we continue from mantra 1. Okay. Overview. Okay, quickly. Hare Krishna. So, introduction, the importance of Vedic knowledge. Prabhupada will be telling us what the Vedic knowledge is all about, how the living entity, the conditioned living entity cannot give Vedic knowledge because we have 4 defects. Okay, and as a Sri Isopanisad is a Vedic literature of previous knowledge, given what the Vedas are. I'll just go through the PowerPoint. How the Vedic knowledge is authentic and how it's relevant for us, and what the process of acquiring this Vedic knowledge is. Okay. Then in this Isopanisad, we're going to go through these three different divisions. Okay. One is from mantra 1 to 8, invocation, foundation of knowledge of the Supreme Person. 1 to 3, discuss practices for living entities, how to apply this knowledge of the Supreme Person. And mantra 4 to 5 give us the knowledge of the Supreme Person. This Supreme Person we're talking about, it gives us the knowledge about that. And then 6 to 8, knowledge and practice of spiritual vision. Then from 9 to 11, we have the guideline to 14, we have guidelines about this knowledge. Okay, so we have mantra 9 to 11, guidelines for knowledge, and mantra 12 to 14, guideline for practice, how to practice this knowledge. Very, very important for us. And then we have the last three verses, talks about the prayers, different prayers, prayer for knowledge and prayer for practice. Okay. So invocation and mantra 1 to 3, the perfect relation between the Lord, the living entity, and his creation. So invocation describes the absolute truth, the object of the book. And mantra 1 describes the Sabasya conception, the supreme ownership and controllership of the Lord. The mantra 2 describes the consequence of following the law given in mantra 1. That is, if you follow the mantra 1, what is going to happen to your life? That is explained in mantra 1. Then mantra 3, mantra 2. The mantra 3 describe the consequence of not following this law in mantra 1. So what happens to you if you don't follow the mantra 1? That's mantra 3 discussion. Okay. You can, this is a very good opportunity for you. You can jot down if you want. So you have brief, like helicopter view of the book. It's very important for us. Okay. Then the mantra 4 to 8, who cannot and who can understand the absolute knowledge. Okay. 4 and 5 describe why people mentioned in mantra 3 can't understand. So because mantra 3 talks about the kind of people who cannot understand this knowledge. So mantra 4 and 5 describe why people mentioned in that mantra 3 cannot understand. Okay. Then mantra 6 and 7 describe the vision of Mahabhagavat, one who sees Krishna everywhere. Okay. And mantra 8 describes some quality of the Lord as seen by the Mahabhagavats. How the Lord pervades his creation. Okay. Then we have mantra 9 to 11, cultivation of knowledge and nations. So mantra 11 describes two kinds of people who lack knowledge and not following Isavasya law. Okay. The mantra 10 describes how to acquire true knowledge. How to acquire this true knowledge. Mantra 11 describes the understanding of relative position of material and spiritual knowledge. How the two are to go side by side. Then we have mantras 12 to 14. Worship of the absolute and worship of the relative. The two have to be balanced, material and spiritual. It's very, very important for our spiritual life. If we really want to be happy, the whole is we must learn how to balance our life. Very, very important, because in the Vedic age, there are 4 goals of life: Dharma, Artha, Karma, and Moksha. Okay? We have these 4 goals of life. Means that every human being, every living entity must understand what is the goal of life. That is Dharma. Okay, Dharma. Then, only when you understand what is the goal of life, Dharma, then you can engage in economic development. You can work based on your nature. Then you can Atta, karma. Then you can gratify your senses based on understanding the principle of not of dharma. Okay? Then at the end of life, moksha, then you can focus on liberation. So this is how the Vedic scripture arranges, how we should live our life. Okay? The Vedic scripture gives us this guideline. The guidelines, this is how we should arrange our life. But when Prabhupada came to the West, so Prabhupada he knows very well that we're in Kali Yoga, so people don't live to 100 years. So Prabhupada created this urgency. Okay? So now you have to become God conscious and forget about everything. Okay? It's okay, because there's no harm in doing that. But we have seen that many devotees, when they come and surrender, and at a particular time of their life, they start going back to what they have given up. So it means that they cannot sustain that spirituality for a long time. Okay? So now we are because in every organization, there are 4 stages actually. The forming stage, the norming stage, the storming stage, So ISKCON, we are past the level of storming stage. Now we are going to norming stage, that people begin to understand reality. You get my point? So we have to live based on that reality. And that is what is going on now. So that is what I'm trying to say, that this Isopanisad is meant for us to give us that we have to live our life based on God-centered life. Very, very important. That is the principle of the Vedas, okay? And once you understand this, then you are good to go. Let's continue. So the mantra 4, worship of the absolute truth, mantra 12, describe the improper conception of the absolute truth and their worship. And then we have the mantra 13, describe how to develop proper understanding of the absolute truth. The mantra 14, describe the importance of the proper understanding of the material and spiritual energy, how the two have to be balanced, okay? Then we have 15, prayer for revelation of the Lord's spiritual form. So mantra 15 describes the relation between Krishna and his spiritual potency, Brahma Jyoti. Mantra 16 is the prayer for revelation. Please remove your light, let us see you. And 17 emphasizes understanding Krishna at the time of death. Krishna, please, even if I cannot remember you at the time of death, please remember what I've done for you. So it's showing us that the goal of life is to remember God as the time of death. Okay? That is only will happen if you follow the mantra 1, Ishavasya principle. Okay? And then 18, mantra 8 is the concluding prayer for receiving Krishna's mercy. Hare Krishna. So, quickly, is there any question or contribution for this overview? Then I'll go to mantra 1. We start immediately. Devotee should try as much as possible to on your video if your network is good, because we are not impersonal. Okay, we are personalists. Thank you, Rasaraj Prabhu, and Ryan Prabhu for always tuning on your videos. Okay, and we want everybody to follow the same example, because if you are hiding behind the camera, we don't know what you are doing there. Okay. Am I speaking to someone? Can you please on your video? If there's a reason why you cannot turn on your video, you can just let us know.
Yeah, my video is disabled.
Maybe because you were not on the screen.
Yeah, it's not working.
Okay. You can on your video. It's okay. It disabled means what? You cannot on it?
Yeah, it's not working. Oh, here.
Okay, now you can on it.
Okay, it's working now.
Very good. Okay, so what about other devotees? Are they not sitting behind their camera? Please do quick, you are wasting our time.
I'm saving my internet, Prabhu, because
Oh,
if
you're
I
saving-
turn on my video, yeah, it's
Okay, you're saving your
gonna
data.
slow down. Yeah.
Okay. What about others?
Same with Mother Niharika from my end.
Why can't you say it before?
Because like what happened yesterday, I remember when we had take exam, I was lost, so I don't wanna like.
I'm just trying to emphasize the importance of owning our video is very important because we are personalists, okay? And I don't want devotee to always think that it's okay to disable their camera because sometimes we just switch on, we join the class and we are doing other things. So I want to be sure that we are here, okay? Thank you. Okay, let's go to mantra 1. Okay. Mantra 1. Let me share mantra 1. 1 minute. Where's mantra 1? I have so many mantras down on, so I have to look and select. Okay. Anybody have gone through mantra 1? Have anybody gone through mantra 1?
I haven't. No.
Okay. Anybody gone through mantra 1? No, apart from Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu. Huh? Okay, let's go. So mantra 1 talks about the law, the universal law. Mantra 1 talks about the universal law. The law that if you govern your life with, you will be happy. This mantra 1 is so important. We have to memorize it. This is the universal law by which if you govern your life with, you will be happy. You will be in ecstatic, ecstasy throughout your life. Okay. So what is it? Mantra 1 describes how the living entity can regain their consciousness of completeness by acting in relationship with Krishna. This action is called Isavasya principle. Actually, I'm trying to do my PhD in conscious leadership. And when I'm going to write my thesis, I'm going to base it on this Isavasya principle or Isavasya consciousness, okay? Because unless we actually, Prabhupada mentioned it very many times in the purport, unless we really understand this, even the communists, the capitalists, they cannot be happy. So time to time, we have to use this word, Isavasya consciousness, it's very important, okay? And we can make it go viral also on the internet. Isavasya, just like now, guru has become a very common word in the leadership world. When you say guru, people understand what it means. It means that you are an expert in a particular field. When you say you're a guru of this, you're a guru of that. So it becomes it's a dictionary word now, in English word, So same thing also, Isavasya consciousness is very, very important for all the devotees to understand what it means. So let's analyze the verse. Isavasya midam sarvam yat kincha jagat ya jagat tena tena bujitat madgrida kasasidanam. So it's a very nice verse. Isavasya, true Idam is complete. Though Idam is complete, it is dependent on Hadaha. Om Punam Idam, Punam Mada. If you remember the previous verse, do you remember the previous invocation? Can somebody recite Please,
Yeah.
I want us to be responding so that we know that I'm speaking to someone. Once I'm sharing, I cannot see you.
Yes,
You have
Prabhu.
to be responding. Okay. Can somebody recite the invocation?
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnas.
Very good. Let's stop it there, Babu. Om Punamada Punam Idam. Okay. Om Punamada Punam Idam. Everything about God, the spiritual and the material, is complete. So here, if you see, it's mentioned Isavasya Idam Sarvam. Okay? Isavasya Idam Sarvam. Though Idam is complete, like this material world is complete, but it's dependent on the Hada, Om Punamada. It's dependent on the Supreme Lord. Okay? Then you have, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Chitan Chandra Prabhu. That first line is what I was looking for. Thank you. Okay. Then we have the last line.
Huh?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Everything is dependent on the Lord. Isavasyam idam sarvam yakrinsha jagatya jagam. Tena tuak tena bujita madgidya prasa swidana. So knowing this, that everything depends on the Lord, both animate or inanimate, we should be satisfied with whatever we get. That is the principle of detachment. Okay? Knowing that everything, both animate or inanimate, is owned and controlled by the Lord. So the principle of happiness for us as a human being is having this knowledge. We know that everything, all animate or inanimate, in this universe, Jagatyam Jagat, okay, Tena Tena, Mujita, you should accept those things that are set aside for you as a quota. We should not endeavor for more. So if we can understand this principle, we'll be a happy human being. This is the whole essence. Why are people not happy? Because of greed, trying to satisfy their wants. Okay, so let's continue. So, accepting and recognizing the Lord's proprietorship. Number A, Krishna as a proprietor, and then the living entity's role. Very important. And then it describes who said this. If you look at the purport, who said this? Vedic knowledge, the infallible Vedas is the one saying we have to understand the proprietorship of the Lord. It's very important for our happiness. How is this the proprietor? It is mentioned in the purport that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, verse 4 and 5. Bina prakriti hastada aparaya mitasu ayam. Prakriti vidime param. So Krishna is explaining in these Bhagavad Gita verses how all bumi hapunano vayukamano hebudi hebacha, all this material energy, they are all external energy of the Lord. And apara prakriti is talking about aparamitu ayam, that the living entity, they are superior energy, but because they are trying to exploit the resources of the material nature, they become entangled. We're supposed to be superior to material energy or material nature, but we cannot conquer over her because material external energy is inert. Apara is inert, but we are active. So because we are very active, we think that we can manipulate this external energy of Krishna. But actually we become, caught up with her, manipulating us. Yeah. Okay. We can't claim proprietorship. Why? Proper mention in the purport very nicely. Okay. Krishna has given us complete, everything incomplete. The cow give us milk, but eats grass and straw. That is the complete nature of God, Krishna. And the building material we are using to build our skyscrapers and all this, are we the one who gave producing them? No. All these were given by Krishna. But we are taking the credit. Oh, see what we can do. See what we have done. We are not giving credit to the one who has created or who has provided the materials. And then proper mention went on to talk about the capitalist and the communism misconception in the purport. How the capitalists and the communists, they are fighting over the resources of God. Actually, they just need to turn and recognize the proprietorship of God, and everybody will be happy and peaceful. If not, there is a bomb in the hand of the communists, there's a bomb in the hand of the capitalists, and everybody one day is going to press the red button. They're going to press the red button. Now there you see, there's so much quarrel going on in the world, and everybody is threatening. Be careful, I'm going to press the red button. Everybody is threatening now. This is what the Prabhupada has said this many, many years ago. It's still going on today. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Everything is same. The only thing that has changed is that we are becoming more and more miserable every day. We say we are making so much advancement in technology, but we are becoming more and more miserable. So nothing has changed actually. Then the importance of human life mentioned in the purport by Prabhupada. Human life is a life of big responsibility. You have to read the purport. This is just kind of a summary. You have to read the purport yourself for you to be able to enjoy it. You should try to read this book again and again. You know, the more I'm reading it, the more it's becoming part of my brain. So you have to read. The more you read it, if you can just grab this Isopanisad, you become a child in the Isopanisad. Okay? So any of the Prabhupada's book you pick and you become so good at it, you know, you become wonderful in the eyes of devotees. Okay, so Prabhupada mentioned in the purport also that the human life is a life of responsibility. Okay, there is something more than being just a vegetarian. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport also. So we are not just a vegetarian. No, because also the vegetables, they have life. So when we are preaching, we don't tell people that we are just vegetarian. No, we are Krishnatarian because we only eat what is offered to Krishna. We don't just eat because proper mention in the purport also that one living entity is a food for another living entity. So that is how the material nature is maintained by the arrangement of the Lord. That one living entity will be food for another living entity. But we who are following the principle of Ishavasya consciousness, we know that there is sin also in killing the animals or in killing the vegetables. So that is why we offer it to Krishna before we take. It's very, very important. Okay, the tiger, by nature, they're supposed to eat flesh. And also proper mention all this in the purports, okay? Then the proper talk about recognize the authority of the Supreme Lord. Very, very important. That is the importance of human life. So a woman life is a big responsibility. So we have to understand this and try to follow the arrangement of Krishna. Any comments? That is the summary of mantra 1. Any comment? Then we'll go to mantra 2.
No comment.
Any question?
None so far. Thank you.
Any question?
No questions. So
Okay, let's go. Let's continue writing. Haribo. Okay. Mantra two, consequence of following the law. So the importance of following the law, what is that? What happens if you follow this law? Mantra two, explain the benefit of working in the Isopanisad conception. One, become free from karmic reaction and act on the liberated platform. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. Okay. Kurvam naivaha karmani jiveshe shatam samaha evam tvaya nayatatosti na karma lipyate nare. If you want to be free from karma, you have to live the life of Isavasya Vidam Sarvam. There is no alternative for man. Okay. If you want to be happy in this world, we have to live the life of Isavasya Vidam Sarvam. Everything must be God-centered. Everything must be God-centered. That is why we are asked to chant Hare Krishna every morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You begin your day with God-centered activity, chanting the holy name of the Lord before you go to your working place. Very, very important. Okay. So acting is Isavasya consciousness. Problem, solution, benefits of the solution. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport very nicely about this, acting on this strategy, consciousness. What is the problem if we don't act on the Isavasya? There is karma bandhana, bondage of material existence. Okay, because the Vedas talks about, like I mentioned in the beginning, the Vedas give us how to live out the human life centered around the scripture. Dharma, Artha, Karma, Moksha. The Vedas did not say we should not enjoy. The Vedas, that is why you see many Indians, they don't take religious spirituality very serious. They take their work more serious because this is how they have been trained from their home. The understanding of the Vedas. They believe that only when you become to 50 years, 60 years, then you start taking spirituality serious. That is how they are taught. But Prabhupada said, no, that is not the point. Srila Prahlad Maharaj mentioned, Kumaro Acharao Pragno, Dharma Bhagavata Iha. From a childhood, from Kumaro means 5 years. From 5 years, you should teach a child how he should live a God-centered life. From young age, Kumaro Acharao Pragno. Prahlad Maharaj mentioned. So Prabhupada is following the principle of Prahlad Maharaj, how everybody should learn on how to live a God-centered life. So karma bandhana, bondage of material existence, is if we don't live a God-conscious life, we'll be bound by our karma. And as long as we are bound by karma, we continue to repeat this or transgressing the material laws of nature, and that will keep us in this material life. Okay. So Prabhupada mentioned also in the purport about these different isms, socialism, altruism, humanitarianism. They are not bad in themselves. These isms, they are not bad in themselves. But Prabhupada mentioned also that even though if we want to engage in them, it has to be God-centered. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. Okay, so if you want to be a charitable man, it should be God-centered. If you want to be humanitarian, it should be God. Whatever you want to be, it should. The principle is that put God first. This is what we are learning from Sri Isopanisad. When is this? When is the solution possible? Only in human life, because in other life, Prabhupada mentioned also in the purport about the 3 kinds of karma. We have karma, akarma, and vikarma. Action and reaction. Now, karma means action that does not bring reaction. That is, Krishna explained Bhagavad Gita, that is called Karma Yoga. Okay, we are going to talk about that when we come to Bhagavad Gita. Then we have Vikarma. Vikarma is action that is not mentioned in the scripture. That is when you are not acting based on the scripture, you are engaging what we call Vikarma. When you are acting based on the scripture, you are engaging what is called karma. But when you are acting, giving the result of your activity to God is called a karma. That action does not produce reaction. Yeah. Are we getting the point? Yes. Somebody want to respond? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu, we can follow. We're following.
Hare Krishna. At least when I hear respond, I know somebody is listening to me. Sometimes the internet cuts you off and you are speaking to the head. So I have to know that we are connected, you know, or we are still connected. So Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada quoted in the purport also, Nice karma or karma, elaborate on it in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, means action that does not bring reaction. Very, very important to understand this. When we come to Bhagavad Gita, we discuss more about this and how it works. Regulating working energy of a human being in such a way that he can gradually realize the authority of the supreme law being. That is Karma Yoga. Described elaborately in chapter 5 of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, when we get there, we will talk more about that. Okay, Prabhupada also mentioned in the purport about the various isms can be accommodated, make them God-centered, like I mentioned earlier on. We have to make them God-centered. Okay. Save from the greatest danger. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me go back. So in this way, we can be saved from the greatest danger, live for long without bondage, and guarantee human being to take a human body in our next life if we follow this principle. Okay, of this Isavasya consciousness. Hare Krishna, any comments, contribution? Then we can go to mantra 3, if there's no any.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So today the water boy came to the temple and he was asking if gay people can become Hare Krishna. If they can get married, is it okay? They can have sex after marriage, you know?
That is a very controversial question, you know?
Yeah, like, because, you know, you're talking about how there are these isms, we have to make them God-centered. So how do we make lesbianism God-centered? No, I mean, no, LBGQTI, like that. How to incorporate them in.
I will better not comment on that, but you should understand that all these kind of different kind of organizations are being sponsored by people who want them to penetrate different organizations. So we know what is good, and we should use our discrimination to guide people based on that. But I would not like to comment so much on that because, you know, this kind of
I mean,
people
just
are
in
heavily
general.
sponsored by some people, you know.
I'm just giving an example.
To just continue. No, when we're talking about this all these isms, probably did not mention gayism, you know, or lesbianism. It's not there. Altruism, humanitarianism, and all this general being just caring for human beings, socialism. These are what is mentioned in these various isms. Not about this. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this. I don't like to comment on this about these people because I have my own understanding and ideology about them because, you know, they are being sponsored to infiltrate different organizations and it's creating controversial situation and all those things.
Yeah.
So there are people in the society that need some, that they want to be accepted. They want people to accept them for whatever the idea they have. But it's okay. But they should not impose themselves on others. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashai Mataye.
For me, like, I just want to share, I mean, like, if you're a lesbian or if you're a gay, I mean, like, if you identify yourself as a body, then that's gonna be like identification of the body. But if you identify yourself as a soul, then you can really follow through and practice what is the preaching of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So
Thank you
just
very much.
sharing my thoughts.
That's very nice. Actually, what Shamata just mentioned is a very nice clue, actually. No, because they identify themselves so much with the body, so they're having problem with the body, and there's nothing anybody can do about that. But the principle of Krishna consciousness is that we are not the body. Okay, that is the beginning, the principle of the primary, knowledge of Krishna consciousness is that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. So if you are acting on that platform of spirit soul, then it's okay. But if you are identifying yourself with the body and you want people to accept it based on the particular classification of the society you belong to, then I think that one is beyond my own comments, Okay. Any other contribution, comments? Okay, let's go on. Let's move on. We are moving really very fast. Okay, good. Let's move on. Now we are going to mantra 3. Where is it? Sorry, my mouse is dancing around. Mantra 3, okay. Then share. Is it share already?
Not yet, Prabhu.
Are you seeing? You're
Cannot
not seeing my
see.
screen.
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Not yet, okay. Sometimes I have to search for it, because mantra 3, because I have so many screens open, so yes, I got it. Oh, yes, now we are there. Okay. Mantra 3. The consequence of not following the law of Ishavasya. Okay. What happened to those who don't follow the law of Ishavasya? Somebody want to read?
Yes, Prabhu, I can read.
Yeah, please.
Consequence of not following the law. Mantra 3 explains the fate of those who fail to follow the Isavasya conception and therefore act in a vikarmic way.
Vikarmic way. That Vikarma, what is Vikarma now? Based on what we discussed before. Somebody want to explain what is Vikarma?
You mentioned these are actions that are not based with the scriptures.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Vikarma means action that are not in the Vedic scripture. Pitambra Prabhu, are you sleeping or you are with us?
I'm there, Prabhu.
I
I wasn't sure
can
of my
see that you are
answer.
enjoying, you are relaxing yourself. It's very nice. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this is mantra 3. Asruyana mati loka adena tamasa vritaha Tamste pritya vigachanti ye kechat mahano janaha. It's a very nice shloka. Okay. The translation, the killer of the soul, whoever we may be, must enter into the planet known as the world of the faithless, full of darkness and ignorance. So if you are not living your life based on the Vedic injunction, you are the killer of your soul. Is that all? Is that understood?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. This mantra is telling us, if you are not living your life based on the scripture or scriptural injunctions, you are a killer of the soul. And what happened to them is what is mentioned in this verse. Godly and demoniac people. We have proper mentioned the purpose that we have two kinds of people in this world, the Suras and the Asura. Okay, so we are going to talk on A, godly, B, demoniac, and C, the destination. A, who are they, the godly? Okay, who are the godly? Cognizant of responsibility and work in the spirit. Those who are cognizant of human responsibility. Proper mention in the beginning of the purpose that human life is distinguished from animal life due to its heavy responsibilities. Human life, it means is heavy responsibilities, very, very important. And those who are living according to this responsibility are called, what are they called? Demigod, Sura. Okay? Okay. What are their aims mentioned?
Lotus feet of the Lord.
Lotus feet of the Lord. Because their life is centered around the scripture. So their goal, the ultimate goal of their life is to attain the Lord. So whatever we are doing in this world, whatever business, work we are doing, everything should be centered around the Lord so that at the end of our life, we can remember the Lord. Attain Narayana Smriti. That is the goal of life. Okay. Then the last, why we should be godly. Proper mentioning the purpose. Yeah, because human life is really attained. Before we can get this human life, we have to pass through millions and millions of lower species of life. We have passed through all the 2 million species of reptiles, 1.1 aquatics, 3 million beasts. You know, we have passed through all these millions of bodies for us to get this human body. So this human body is really attained and is for every due responsibility of understanding the goal of life. Facility for comfortable life. Okay, Prabhupada gave a very nice, can solve all our problems. Okay, so Prabhupada gave an example of the government officer and Pastor Zeflag in the purport. So, who are they? The other one, sorry. Neglect no responsibility, no information about it. What are they?
Asura.
If you are not living a godly life, you are neglectful of human responsibility, and you are classified as Asura, demon. Demon doesn't mean one with horns and tails. No. If you are not living your life based on the scriptural injunction, you are a demon. And you are a killer of the soul, Atmaha. Atmahana, okay? 1 minute. The meaning of Atma, can the soul be killed? Isn't the soul eternal? It's explained in all the Vedic literature that the soul is eternal and it cannot be killed. We want to ask, few references about Bhagavad Gita, how the soul is eternal. Okay, why does it here say then killer of the soul? Good question. Somebody may want to ask. 3 level of reading by Madhuracharya. Okay, let's go back. 1 minute. Sorry, I have to move. There are so many things on my screen. I have to move them up and down before I can access the screen. So please bear with me some time. I mean, it's a different type of killer of the soul, as mentioned by Madhuracharya. Sorry. So we have, according to Madhuracharya, we are one of the descendants of Madhuracharya because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took some principle from Madhuracharya. That's why we are called Brahma Madhura Gaudiya Sampradaya. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took two principles in the Vaishnava culture, but our own culture is very much closer to the Madhuracharya principles. Or even though we are not strictly following them, we are following the principle of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but it's very close because you have to belong to one of the four Sampradaya. So we are taking Madhuracharya. It is very. So he mentioned that defend the true nature of the soul. That is, if you are not connected to this Lord, the Supreme Lord, you are a killer of the soul. If you don't cultivate the spiritual knowledge, you are a killer of the soul. That is Vedanta Deshika, according to him. Then Baladev Vidyabhushan mentions that for worldly pursuit, kill, when you follow the worldly things and you don't care so much about your soul, you become the killer of soul. All these principle boils down that if you don't follow the Vedic injunction, the Vedic scriptures, you are killing your soul. You are Atmaha. Okay, let's go back. So the Kasari says, don't make an attempt in self-realization, want to be covered by illusion, materialistic and attached to enjoyment show of religion that is hypocrites. Okay. So these are some of the principles of the killer of the soul. Any question? Attached to money, power, and influence. Any question?
None so far.
Okay. All these are mentioned in the Prabhupada's purpose.
I have a question, Prabhu. Who is
Yeah,
Baladev?
I'm very happy to hear that.
Who is Baladev Vidyabhushan?
Baladev Vidyabhusana is one of our Acharya in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Baladev Vidyabhusana actually is a disciple of Vishnu. Is it the guru of Vishwanatha Chakravarti or the disciple of Vishwanatha Chakravarti? Baladev Vidyabhusana actually was a very already pure devotee in the line of in another line, but after hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, then he joined the the line of Gaudiya Vaishnava. You know, so he became a very prominent figure when he wrote Govinda Bhashya. Govinda Bhashya, can you hear me?
Yes.
Want to say something?
No, please continue. Sorry, I had my speaker
What?
on. I didn't realize. I had my speaker on. I didn't realize. Please continue.
And you are calling Prabhu. Which Prabhu? Which Prabhu are you calling?
Never mind.
Huh?
Continue.
No. You are calling Prabhu means that you want to say something. So I want to hear you. Because I don't think there's any other Prabhu in that room. Okay? So it's not that your mind is on. That is why you make mistake to call Prabhu. It means that something come to your mind and you want to say it. Please share it.
Baba Vidyabhusana is the spiritual master of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and then he is the disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is what
Okay,
you want
thank
to
you,
say.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay, and we had it. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, so Prabhuji, so it became very prominent in our line when he wrote Govinda Bhashya, the commentary on our scripture, the Bhagavatam. Because at his time when he was there, Srila Rupa Goswami, some of the six Goswami, they were still present. No, yes, they were still present, but when the other Vaishnava Sampradayas, they were like attacking the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That what authority do you have to worship Radha Krishna? That Radha Krishna, they are not officially married. Lakshmi Narayan, everybody knows that Lakshmi is the wife of Narayan. But Radha Krishna, there's no way it's measured that they were married. So you have to prove to us that Radha Krishna are married, as if not, you are not allowed to worship Radha Krishna. So all these other Vaishnava Sampradayas, they were very heavy on Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Okay, so Baladev Vidyabhusan has to, approach his, I think it's Jiva Goswami, or I don't know if I'm mistaken, for long I've read this past time. Zeda Sanatana or Rupa Goswami or Jiva Goswami, one of the Goswamis. But at that time, the Goswami cannot move. It has become very old. So he gave the permission for Jiva Baladev Vidyabhusan to write commentary on our scripture, to present it to these other Vaishnava Sampradayas. So he wrote, he prayed to Govinda, Radha Govinda in Jaipur. If you go to Jaipur in India, Jaipur is a little bit far from Vrindavan, very close to Vrindavan. Many of the original deities in Vrindavan were sent to Jaipur during the invasion of the Muslims, because Jaipur has a stronger king who can protect the place at that time. So many of the deities were moved to Jaipur whenever the Muslim invade Vrindavan. So Radha Govinda were moved also to Jaipur. So he prayed to Radha Govinda to inspire him on what to write on the commentary of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So then at night, Radha Govinda came to him and they dictated to him this commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. And because unless you have commentary on a major scripture, you are not considered to be a bona fide Sampradaya. So, and Srimad Bhagavatam is our major scripture, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So then he wrote commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, which became Govinda Bhashya. And so Baladev Vidyabhusana is one of the prominent acharya in this aspect based on that. And he wrote many other books also to help us to understand Krishna, because he was already a very learned scholar, pure devotee before he joined our line also. So he brought that knowledge from his other line and used it in the service of Radha Krishna. Okay. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
And based on his connection, Chaitanya Prabhu mentioned something. Okay. He says he's a disciple of, I have to confirm that. He's a disciple of Baladev. You say he's a disciple of who? Baladev Vidyabhusan.
Was it Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj?
Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Okay. Very good. Thank you. And so So this is the position of those who Atmaha, hellish planets, Asuriya Namate Loka. Okay. And where Asura live, gives suffering, degraded species. Hare Krishna. Any comments or contribution regarding this? Any comments?
I understood that in Kali Yuga, then demons will take birth in Brahmana families.
Okay. Yes, continue, Prabhu. I'm hearing you.
So, and then here in Sri Isopanisad, it says if you are godly, but you are somehow unsuccessful, then you'll take birth in Brahmana family. So,
If you are godly, you do what?
if you're godly, you'll take birth in Brahmin family, and if you're a demon, you may also take birth in godly family. Is that correct?
Okay. Why did you mention that?
It's hard to say. It's just like it's one of those things that is heard throughout ISKCON, you know.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't.
just want to confirm where that is coming from.
Yeah, I'll have to find the quote.
Okay. So please
Yeah.
find it and share with us, okay?
Right.
It's a very nice analogy proper used in the purport about the human body, the Vedic scripture, sheep, expert boatman, material world facility, the ocean is favorable breeze. So the human body, the Vedic scripture and their chariots, human body is like a ship. The Vedic scripture and their chariot, they are like expert boatmen to take us across this ocean of material world. Okay, so material world itself is the facilities, and ocean favorably breeze. So this is a very nice analogy is used in the purpose to show this material world and human body is a ship for us to cross this ocean of material world. So we have to make use of this material body by being God-centered, centering, putting God in center of our life. Okay. Any other points? Okay.
Prabhuji, I just want to add.
You say what?
I just want to add. I remember, in Mahabharat, it was mentioned that mostly of the demons, mostly of them are incarnated as kings. So, like Karna, for example, he was a demon in his past life. So, just want to add.
Who was the demon in his life? Past life? Who?
Karna, he was a demon in his past life.
Karna.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What demon was he in the past life?
Actually, I forgot the name of the demon, but yes, he was a demon. So I
Okay.
just want to add to the.
Why was he a demon in his past life connected to his present life, if I may ask? As Karna. What effect does that have in his life as karma? If you want to
No,
throw more light.
my question is like, for example, in Kali Yoga, mostly like the demons, they're born as like wealthy, like kings, something like this. Like it was mentioned in Mahabharat. So just.
Actually, in Dwarka Yoga. So that's why I was asking, maybe, okay, you have watched the movie or you have read about Mahabharat where Karna was a demon in his past life. I'm just trying to know what connection does he have in his life as being of Karna. If you want to say something about that.
What is the question?
The
What?
question is that you mentioned that Karna was a demon in his past life. So my question is that what connection does that have in his life as Karna?
Oh, because he was cursed. Because Lord Krishna supposedly killed him in that life, but he was incarnated. He was cursed. That's why mother, how do you call it? Abandoned her. But
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Any other comments or contribution?
I have to include Prabhu about Karna, right? He's under the line of Krishna's lineage, if I remember. And he became Karna because he did so many austerities and sacrifices for the sun god. And because of that, he wanted the boon from the sun god. He wanted to be really strong, and then he destroyed a lot of cities, I believe. And because of that, in his next life as Karna, he was combined with the sun god and himself.
Thank you. Any other contribution regarding the Isopanisad? Today reading? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, according to Mahabharat, Karna was a demon named Dambubhava in his previous life. He was extremely evil and powerful and had received a boon from the sun god, according to which he got 1,000 kavachas armors that could only be destroyed under a certain circumstances. So that was like, yeah, that was just want to share that.
It's okay. It's okay to share what you have read. I'm just asking regarding the Upanishad we are studying. I know because Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu mentioned about Brahmanas being born as a demon, that's why you mentioned that. But just asking if there's any question, comment regarding the Upanishad we are reading, okay? Thank you very much for sharing that. Any other comment, contribution regarding what we have read? Okay.
Continue.
You want to say something?
Please continue, Prabhu.
Yeah, so because I've finished for today, so if there's no any comments or contribution, we can continue from tomorrow. We stop at mantra 3 today, and then 4, 5, 6. So please read the Upanishad before the class. Okay, let's really contribute when we are reading and ask questions and contribute to what we are reading. Because if we are reading Upanishad, let's focus on Upanishad. Then when we can get so much from Upanishad. Every of Prabhupada's books you focus on, we can get so much from that book. So please read before the class Upanishad, at least for some days now. Just focus on reading Upanishad. Okay, you have so many other days to read other books. Let us understand Srila Prabhupada's books, Upanishad, the book that, see, these Prabhupada's books, they are not ordinary books because they have made so many pure devotees. So many pure devotees. So they are not ordinary books. You can read any other books, you can, watch any other book or whatever. But these Prabhupada books can really purify us and really give us strength to be able to practice devotional service. So let us concentrate our energy in reading Srila Prabhupada's books, okay? At least for now, that we are doing that, okay? Srila Prabhupada ke jai, vanchaka pantarubhyascha, kripa sindhumevacha patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So please read before tomorrow, Sri Isopanisad, okay? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.